Seven-handed now.
That is 6.
Oh, I see. He's the mic guy. Got it.
Looks like Arthur Corrin, the shortest stack in the tourney, and Luke Roberts, if I'm not mistaken.
One time double up. Oh, bro. And then you can double up also from the dealer if you want.
Getting ready for miking up our new players. Arthur Curran taking the 5 seat. Luke Roberts taking the 4 seat. Luke Roberts with over 1 million chips.
Keep it like this, the good relationship. I win the small one,
right.
You win the big one.
All the new players have been resettled.
It's your business, I don't care.
We are down to our final 18 players.
Why don't you sell me some one stack?
You want a stack? Ah, this is what I like.
All right, 12 and 24,000 are the blinds.
Yep. So just at some point in the hand, both cards in the box.
Beautiful singing here.
Bro, you always need a dub. Come on.
So Luke Roberts, I believe, has. We're going to double check on his results lifetime.
$1.6 million.
Something like 1.1 US or something. It's nothing.
Action's going to be on Corrin here. He's got 10 big blinds with Queen Jack offsuit. Is this a hand good enough to go with?
I call.
Right, he just calls.
Cool guy, yeah?
I did not expect to see that.
This is why he's my friend, you know? He's different.
Just calls.
Call.
Seat 8 calls. Seat 2 folds.
So Olsen limps behind. Obviously, a little bit of a weird spot.
Seat 3 calls.
When the short stack just calls. I don't think Corrin even has 400,000. I think Corrin has less than that. Haven't really had a chance to see his stack too well. Maybe he has that much. Okay, 200,000 in yellows plus. Yeah, okay, that sounds about right. So with 400,000 here.
4 players, guys.
I got some bad info that he was the shortest stack in the tourney. He's actually maybe only like the second or third shortest stack in the tourney. Interesting flop here. So Rossiter flops a flush draw. Corrin flops top pair. Bottom pair for Olsen. Gut shot for right. Corrin's got to be fairly happy with that flop, though. And he is going to bet it.
58,000.
Doesn't seem like Luke Roberts plays a lot of poker. If the internet is right, he only has a few thousand in live cashes before this run here in the Aussie Millions.
Seat 8 goals. Seat 3 goals.
Interesting that Olsen calls here with just in a backdoor flush draw. And Rossiter has an easy call. It's flush draw. And that's a pretty good turn card. Little does Rossiter know just how good it is. Because it makes Corin top 2 pair. Rossiter makes the flush. And Corin has a flush draw with the Queen of Clubs as well.
Seat 7
Ooh. That is a trickly good check. I guess Corin must be afraid that when 2 players besides him see a turn card, one of them is pretty likely to have a flush here. And now Corin needs a queen, a jack, or a club. That is not going to do it. So Corin with top 2 pair, Rossiter with a flush. Gotta imagine Rossiter is going to bet here. And I can't see how Corin doesn't pay it off. Action still here on Rossiter. He's got to bet, right? I mean, how, after it goes check, check, check on the turn, well, Corin's getting very lucky this hand that he didn't lose more. I cannot fathom how Corin finds a fold here. He quickly calls. And honestly, Corin's not going to be thrilled about this, but he should be glad he didn't bet the turn and lose his whole stack. So now Corin is one of the shortest stacks in the tournament with about 10 big blinds.
Queen jack with queen of clubs.
Pretty good hand.
The life of Jeff Rossiter.
Jeff Rossiter, a very successful player from Australia, over $6 million in cashes.
Seat 7 folds. Seat 8 folds. Seat 2 folds. Seat 3 folds.
Action's folded around here to the blinds.
Gotta get off this table. It's making me nervous.
It's too much light still.
Blind versus blind here. 6-5 suited for Rossiter. He's gonna
Seat 4 raises
raise
to 72,000. $72. Take 2 back. Yep.
And Luke Roberts going to call here with Ace Jack in position with the best hand.
Yeah, I thought the same
I
thing.
thought you said 74.
Yeah, I thought he had put 74 out.
One of the best from Australia against the amateur Luke Roberts.
2 players, guys.
Neither player improves here on the flop.
Seat 4 checks.
Lucky for Roberts, Rossiter just checks. Gut shot for Rossiter. He didn't fire the flop. Can he fire? Will he fire the turn? I mean, he's seen no strength from Roberts. Just a call pre, check on the flop. Is it time to bluff now?
Seat 4 bets. 90,000.
Wow, quick call.
Seat 6
90,000? Call. Yeah, sure. Didn't even debate it with Ace Jack here. Nice read by Roberts. Oh, that's certainly a river card.
Your
Jeff
customers are
Rossiter
watching you
rivers
on
the
TV now?
nuts.
Who?
Your customers?
I have
I'm
no
kidding.
friends. They maybe.
Maybe.
I don't think so though.
Maybe they want to play against you after today.
Yeah.
Action is here on Rossiter. He's pretty likely to bet, you would think.
It's still 18 left. I can't see.
18.
Where do you live now? Italy or?
Vienna. Vienna.
Oh, okay. Is that nice? Is it nice there?
It's an amazing
Really?
city, yeah. It's pretty nice. I used to live
Looks
in
like Jeff
London.
is going to
I
bet
lived
here
in
on the
Malta
end.
for
It
a
looks like it's going to be a
while.
big bet
Just
too.
for poker.
He's probably
Reasons.
encouraged by the quick call on the turn.
I'm
He
off
probably
to Malta
overrates
because my mom lives there.
Luke's hand.
I really like Europe.
240,000.
Too many cultures. In one
Luke
hour
actually
drive,
has no pair.
different vibes.
This is going to be a
different
tough
people,
call to make
different
for a
food.
$250,000
like
chips
that.
from
I
the
lived in
amateur.
London for 5 years. I lived in Japan for 7 years.
Wow. Japan
And
is
Jeff's
like
a little disappointed
Yeah,
about
it's
that.
interesting.
the-
But hey, he
I
still
never
picked up
been,
about
but
200,000.
the place I want to go the most,
Yeah.
to be honest. I'm really into the food too. I really
Where's
like
that,
it.
Musta? Where do you want
Japan.
to go? Japan?
You went, right?
No, I've never been, but I might be going in February.
Because
Huh?
holiday, skiing.
Yeah, a couple of days of snowboarding and a couple of days of eating.
Yeah.
It's not confirmed yet, so I'm trying not to get my hopes up, but I'm really excited about it if it happens.
Yeah, I know. I get the time, and I never have time to go. Like really, I'm really into it. It's like I really want
Doesn't
so
change.
bad. Since I'm 16, I want to, you know. I think that.
Great.
Like, great.
I love it. I
Yes,
love the
5
Japanese
million?
people.
Ah?
No. Never
All right,
mind.
next
Three,
hand here is
3 million?
underway.
3 is correct.
Seat 8 folds, seat 2 folds, seat 4 folds.
Don't forget these.
Yeah, I did.
I lived there for 2 years.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I'd like to live there again, but at the time it was
Rossiter's
good.
got 2 8s on the button. Certainly qualifies for the raise here.
Too busy
60,000.
for me,
Yeah.
but I like it. I still like it.
Seat 6 folds.
And now Ace 3 gets quickly mucked in the small blind. And Corin, our short stack, looks like he's thinking about just calling here out of the big blind. And we're going to see a flop.
And seat
60.
7 folds. 60.
Jeff
60.
Rossiter has 10 times the stack of Corin. I don't know Corin's hand, but I like 2 8s here. Certainly you would imagine if Corin could beat 2 8s pre-flop, he would have just shoved.
2 players, guys.
And that's not the flop you really want to see when you have 2 8s. But again, you'd think that if Corin had a good ace, he would have just shoved pre-flop with his stack. So 2 8s may just be in front, but the pot size bet here left.
Seat 4 bets. 24,000.
It's going to be a bet and a quick
Seat
fold.
7 folds.
I folded my hand. I don't want to show my hand.
And he's upset that he had to show his hand, but that's just the rules. When you sign up for the tourney, you do agree to that. He's a little frustrated because he's short stacked, but everybody else has to do it.
Oh, shukran.
And it's also very fair because we rotate the tables. So every single player that's in the tournament is going to get a shot at being at this featured table. So once you're here, you're just here. You agree to it when you sign up. But you understand the player's a little frustrated, of course. You know, he's short stacked, doesn't want to show his hand. But them's the rules. Action starts here on Mustafa.
Seat 2 folds. Seat 3 folds. Seat 4 raises to 55,000.
And looks like Roster are going to raise it up here with Ace 3 Aussie.
Seat 6 re-raise.
And Luke Roberts with Jacks going to re-raise.
Seat 7 folds. And seat 8 folds. 1,000 change. And seat 4 folds.
And Robert's going to pick up that pot. Got a tweet here from Paul Jackson. Says, looks like my night is set. Hoping to see Luke Roberts on the live stream and chipping up. You got exactly what you want, Paul Jackson. As Luke Roberts drags that last pot. Igor J. Awesome stream for the Aussie Millions. Keep up the good work. Thanks, Igor. And then Adam Lee says, you have the best commentary voice for this event. Well, thank you, dude. Keep up the good work. Enjoying the streams. Thanks, Adam. You want to get in touch with us? Use that hashtag Aussie Millions. You can hit me up on Twitter at Jason Somerville. Link below the stream. If you haven't already, press that follow button. Come hang out with me 7 days a week here on Twitch. I do play poker all the dang time, year-round. That's me at Jason Somerville. You also can get in touch with us at Crown Poker. Use that hashtag Aussie Millions.
Seat 3 folds, seat 4 folds.
Let us know you're having a good time.
Cool.
Seat 6 goes. Seat 7 folds.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are still taking entries for our Seat 3 Sunlight. $340 gets you in. You'll start with $6,000 in partnerships. 1 in 5 will win entry to the Aussie Millions Seat 3's event. If you're interested in playing, we've already given away well over 30 seats so far. Head over to tournament registration now. Entries and re-entries available for another half an hour.
All right, so we got a limp here from Luke Roberts in the cutoff with 2 4s. No open raise, open limped. Olsen completed Jack 10 suited. That's a pretty good flop for the Jack 10 suited. And Mustafa still drawing live against 2 unpaired hands. Or, sorry, rather, drawing live to the 5, I should say.
76.
19 players remaining.
76,000.
So Roberts bet 76,000 here. Now Olsen with only 500,000, and there's already 170,000 in the middle. I think he might just shove, right? He's not got that much, like 3x times the pot. I think he might just say I'm all in here, or make it like 250,000 and not fold, something like that. With a double gut shot, king or a 9 make a straight, flush draw. And we can see he also has pair draws as well. Fedor is still on the tourney at one of the outer tables right now.
30,000.
Quick fold here. Now it's back on Roberts. Now, Roberts is actually by a very big margin the underdog here with 2 4s. We can see there are a trillion.
Seat 6 folds.
All right, he just folds. The system actually shows the hand that's the mathematical underdog and how many outs they have. Way more wins for Olsen, and he's going to pick up that pot. Jeff Rossiter, first act here.
1,000 change.
Pair of 9's good enough to raise.
4 raises to 55,000. Seat 6 and 7 folds. Seat 8 folds. Seat 2 folds.
Oh,
And 9's going to win the blinds and antes here.
And seat 3 folds. Doesn't change.
Mustafa Knit still our chip leader. Jeff Rossiter actually in second place, so we have 1 and 2 at this feature table right now.
oh,
Doesn't change. Doesn't change.
Rossiter in the big blind. Blinds are 12 and 24,000. The yellow chips 5,000. Dark blue chips 25,000. And Corin's raised it here. Not all in though. Corin's got ace queen suited. Pretty good hand. Over to Mustafa. Looks like he's thinking about it here. Oh, he does call.
C2 calls. C3 folds.
Mustafa with a pair of sixes. We got ourselves a coin flip here.
C4.
And Corin's going to have to
Maybe.
win this
Maybe.
flip to stay alive in the tournament. Mustafa has sixes. We already saw his hand.
What is pay jump?
Another 6. I just take a little.
We're actually, remember, he's not actually all in here. Corin makes a pair of queens, but
C7.
Mustafa
400,000.
Mustafa has the only diamond. So, despite Corin making a pair, Mustafa can catch any diamond or a 6. He's actually slightly favored given the dead card.
I gave you the double up. I can promise.
Mustafa says, I'm going to give you the double up, but that's up to the dealer at this point. Corin's got it.
Almost a 6.
Corin's looking good. Double up here. 2-1 favorite. With ace queen suited. Got to just fade a 6 or a diamond on the river. That's a diamond. We're going to lose Arthur Corin here. Very successful German player. We're going to lose him in 18th place, and we are down to the final 17, 10 spots away from our final table of 7. Arthur Corin going to cash for $80,000.
Good game, bro.
And Mustafa adds to his mountain.
Pretty much.
Mustafa has almost surely has the chip lead in the whole tourney. He did before, so I don't know why he wouldn't now, unless something crazy is happening at an outer table. We're looking at 3 of the biggest stacks in the room right there in front of us. Mustafa, right, Ross. $80,000 payout, not so bad. 70,000 profit in 4 days. That's not the worst. Action going to be here on Olsen as we are down to 5-handed play at this featured table.
C8 folds.
I cannot translate the Italian sayings for you guys.
C2 raises to
Some of you asked me
55,000.
in chat.
C3 folds.
I don't know what he's saying.
C4 folds.
Mustafa decides to race here, though, with 6 deuce suited. And now Luke Roberts, our amateur player at this featured table, with ace queen suited.
155.
Seat 6 re-raises to 155,000.
And that's going to be the end of this hand here. Don't think Mustafa going to get too out of line. Oh, somehow it's not folded yet, but How can Mustafa do anything but fold here?
Deals in the big free satellite. If you stop it, commence your shuffle of blinds are up. Blinds now 300, 600 with a 50 ante. Deals in the big free satellite. Blinds now 300, 600 with a 50 ante.
Average stack right now, 1.3 million. Wow, Mustafa does call, actually. I thought that he was for sure going to fold, but Mustafa decides to call with 6-2 suited in position here. I guess he just must feel he has a good read on Roberts. Mustafa known for his creative play, and this certainly qualifies. He's not in that bad a shape here, though. That's a good card for Roberts. Yep, that's a good flop for Roberts.
Seat 6 check.
When he checks it all casually, like, you know, just like, yeah, check it. Nah, I don't got nothing. Now, Mustafa may say to himself, well, I have 6 deuce. It's going to be tough to win this hand if I just check. So maybe Mustafa thinks this is his time to bluff. Makes sense to me.
C2 bets.
Mustafa does bet here.
155,000.
Wow, he bet's pretty good.
Seat 6.
Ooh, nice move from Roberts here. Check raise all in, and Mustafa says, you got me, bro.
C2 folds.
Little spicy meatball of a pre-flop call there led to a flop stab, but did not work out for Mustafa. Nicely played by the amateur Luke Roberts. Really can't really say anything besides that was well played. Here's a look at our feature table chip counts. Short stack is Mr. Olson on the right side there. Mustafa, the tournament chip leader. Jeff Rossiter in second. And Nick Wright and Luke Roberts have very healthy stacks. Remember, average stack right now is 1.25 million. So we have one player with double average, one player with almost double average, 2 players with over average, and then Olson who has, you know, a little more than half average. So very healthy final or feature table of 5 we have here.
Change.
Peter Christensen just woke up the Aussie Millions broadcast. We'll be streaming late for the next 2 days, so if you haven't already, press that follow button. Got 2 more days of Aussie Millions action coming to you guys, live from Crown in Melbourne. 12 and 24,000 are the blinds. Action on Mustafa. He's going to let it go.
C3 raises to 55,000. Seat 4 folds.
Nick Wright
C6
raising it up
folds.
with that Queen Jack offsuit. Will Olsen defend his big blind with the King Deuce?
Seat 8 folds.
Nope, he's going to let it go, and Nick Wright going to win that pot. The other 2 tables are 6-handed. Fedor Holtz is still in the tournament. He's also still in the $100,000 bind. Oh, we got some Australian slang questions for you guys in Twitch chat. If you're going to go bend an elbow, what are you going to do? Are you going to go A, drink a beer, B, do some yard work, C, start a fight, or D, play some cricket? These are all things I love to do, so I can't give you guys any hints. I obviously know the answer. A, B, C, D, vote now.
C3 folds.
A lot of A votes I see right now.
Raises to 55,000.
I think you guys want to just drink some beer right now. That's what I think.
C6 folds.
I guess that makes sense. Bend an elbow, drink some beer. That makes some sense.
Just over 25 minutes left to enter or re-enter our C3 satellite.
Jeff Rossiter raising it up in the cutoff position.
We're already giving away at least 33 seats so far. We've entered 3 and 2 players, guys. 25 minutes. If you're interested in playing, turn to the final registration now.
C2 checks.
Yeah, with the brakes and everything.
Mustafa outflops Jeff here. I'm sorry, actually. Always had led, but Mustafa flops great
C4
here.
bets 35,000.
It's not going to stop Jeff from firing. hoping to stop the half. 25,000.
Cool.
Oh, nice turn card for Mustafa.
C2 bets. 105,000. Seat 4 folds. Just the blinds and 90s, guys.
Sorry, guys, for the momentary blip. As you guys probably saw, the answer was drink a beer. Sorry, I just had to mute the microphone for a second while I drank a beer over here, you know?
Seat 8 folds. C2 calls. And C3 check.
All right, Mustafa versus right here.
Never fold. One day, I'll see.
When they average, time.
Two players, guys.
Two not fantastic hands. Pretty good flop for Mustafa. Decent.
Either my seat's short, or I'm just a
C2
short
check.
ass.
What's up? There's a lever that you can raise it, I think.
C3
Won't go up
check.
any
I'll go
higher.
up. I don't know. Trade it with the one next to
Check, check, you're on the flop.
You're a little lower than me, aren't you? Am I
Mustafa
imagining it?
turns a straight. Right has a
No,
straight draw.
Yeah, I don't know. Try that one if you want. Do you have a
Yeah,
cushion
I
on there?
I feel like I'm a midget.
They had cushions
C2
around, that
bets
might help as well.
30,000.
I have a cushion on mine.
You do?
Yeah. Asking now.
Oh, there's one over there.
Yeah.
Grab that. That might help.
C2
Right
calls.
does call here on the turn.
Booster seat like a child.
How's that?
And right still ends up here with
How's that?
Queen
That's a
High.
lot better.
Yeah? Nice. These tables are a little awkward with the high rail.
Flush possible, paired board.
Feel
If
like
Mustafa
I lose.
knew what Nick had, he would check, of
The table's
course.
really high, right? Like you
Yeah.
feel like a little kid. You know?
Feel like a little kid hiding from your parents
Yeah.
or whatever, sneaking lollies or something.
They had cushions. I got one
C2
cushion. I
bets.
don't know if they have more.
105,000.
Yeah, I just found one over there. And this chair's slightly lower by about this much.
Mustafa makes a
really?
pretty healthy
So the
bet
two
here on the
combined.
river. This is an impossible bet to call with Queen High, of course. I wonder if Nick is just lamenting his poor fortunes or if he's actually considering making a move here. He's going to let it go. And Mustafa picks up another pot.
And you have a new look, guys. Thanks. Good luck.
To the others, I will not show.
Huh?
Me and you are friends. As if.
Have a good one, guys.
Thanks.
Mustafa does show Nick
See,
the straight.
You always make the right choice. When I don't have it, you call. When I have it, you call. But it's fine. Funny to play.
There will be a dinner break after this level, and then we're going to come back and play down to the final 7 tonight. Tomorrow, come back for the final 7 of the $100,000 buy-in. And then the day after that, we conclude the main event. And then back to regular streams here on RunningUp.tv after that.
Yeah, we have a dinner break next, right?
Grab a kid's booster seat.
What's that?
Should go to the car and grab a kid's booster
Dinner
seat.
break next.
It'd be an unfair advantage then. You can't do that.
Eat.
And we wrap around nice and comfy.
It's all coming here eventually.
Huh?
It's all coming here eventually, Musta.
No. Mine are tough to get.
Action on Luke Roberts. He's in this fold. 17 players remaining, playing down to the final 7 tonight. 3 tables left.
Say 5 fold.
Folding button all day long.
Say 1 fold.
Mustafa very proud of his queen 6 fold on the button there. It's tough to fold hands, you know. You never win when you fold, so it's
Say
tough.
2 raised to 55,000. Say 3 call.
So right raised, blind versus blind. Rossiter called, and both players connect here on this flop. Rossiter with a very strong top and bottom pair, right with a straight draw. You would think if Wright's going to raise pre-flop, he would likely bet on a flop like this.
Say 2 bet 65,000.
Indeed, he does continue his aggression here. Now, will Jeff raise here on the flop or just call? We do see that 2 queens are dead, so Nick's drawing to only 6 outs.
What is that?
That's why I was megalodon.
Say 3 call.
Jeff does just call here.
I have an iPhone.
King on the turn, not a card that either player really wanted to see. King is going to be a little scary for Jeff, and obviously didn't improve Nick's hand. Action still here on Nick.
Say 2 bet 160,000.
Nick continues his aggression here on the turn, firing a second bullet. 160 into 260. There's now 420,000 in the pot. RU 420. What will Jeff do here with his Jack 6 offsuit?
Say 3 call.
Rossiter is going to call here again as well, of course, with his 2 pair. Ooh, now, yes, Nick gets there, but he can't be thrilled about it. Any ace makes a straight, and any 2 spades has a flush. That being said, this is a 600,000 chip pot. I can't imagine Nick bets here on the river, right? Like, for what reason would you bet? Are you hoping your opponent calls with a worse hand? How? He calls with a 2 pair? Like, I don't think Jeff could call here with his exact hand, can he? Is Jeff going to fold a better hand? No way, 0%. He never folds a ace or spades, right? So I think Nick should start here with a check and then see what happens. But it looks like he's going to bet, but again, I just can't really fathom the reason why. Like, when you bet in spots like this, you have 2 reasons. Because you think they're going to call you with a worse hand, or because they're going to fold a better hand. But I don't think either of those is really realistic. I mean, maybe Nick's going to get paid off by Jackson sixes here, but
See 2 bets, 365,000.
I mean, this is a sick value bet. Luckily for Nick, his opponent doesn't have just like ace 10, ace jack. Now, can Jeff somehow do something besides call here? Is there any chance that Jeff could bluff raise in this spot as played? I mean, this is definitely an unusual bet by Nick. With just the king high straight, the one card, the low end of the straight. Good fold by Jeff there. And nice pot for Nick. Nick's going to win almost a 1,000,000 chip pot there. He got out flopped. He bombed it on the turn. And then made a interesting river bet. Didn't get paid off. But that's kind of like what I mean. Like, if two pairs not calling there, then why are we betting? He's not going to fold the better hand. He's not going to call it the worst
from me today, yeah?
Exactly.
But
Keep betting. Keep betting and hope.
Good bluff, sir.
Hand got better on every street, huh?
No, not really. But it got good at the end. Just hope you didn't have an ace. Well, I figured
Interesting.
You would
He's even honest.
I figure he re-raises me pre with an ace.
Okay, that makes sense. He figures he gets re-raised free by an ace, but then what does that mean then? That means he thought he was going to get called by worse?
See 1 fold.
This is an interesting spot to debate checking versus betting.
Seat 2 raises to 55,000. Seat 3 calls. 55, yes. Seat 4 calls. 3 players.
3 players here. Heading to this flop. And that is a set for Jeff Rossiter. Top pair for Nick, bottom pair for Luke. Everybody improves here on this flop, but only one player has 87% chance to win it. So it looks like Jeff going to just lead out.
90,000.
Ooh, Luke getting a little feisty with the 10 deuce. Doesn't believe him. And that's money he might not see ever again here unless he catches some running miracles. And Nick's like, well, I thought I had the best hand.
2 calls.
I think Nick's call is pretty reasonable. Oh, that's a painful turn card for Luke here. Oh, man. He was in terrible shape here on the flop. And now he's improved. And, of course, Rossiter with that full house. He doesn't even realize what a gin turn card that was. And Nick still has 9s and deuces, which is not a terrible hand either. What is Jeff going to do here on the turn? Luke could get in some trouble here. And he's dead to a deuce.
Seat 3 bets 210,000.
Pretty big bet here from Jeff. And Luke has only about 2x pot left. If he raises, this is going to be tragic. If he calls, maybe there's a chance he can get away from it, especially on like a scary spade river. You know, a 9, a 7. These two are staring at each other, I believe. Action's on Luke.
Seat 4 raises to 450,000.
Oh, and Luke's going to raise it, and you can't really blame him. Maybe he could have folded on the flop, but once he turns the deuce ball... So Nick, at this point, should realize his 9s and deuces are no good.
Seat 2
He does. And now what does Jeff do with 7s full of deuces here? Does he just call? See a river card? To me, when a player like Luke raises, you got to expect he has a deuce pretty often. If he has a stone bluff, we should just call, right? Maybe Jeff will call and give him some rope here on the river. We can see Jeff is 97%. Now Luke doesn't know it, but he is praying for a spade to hit on the river. That is not a spade. I wonder if that's... Oh, man. Jeff might have missed out on a big opportunity there. Luke very wisely checks back on the river, and Jeff knows he missed out on some value. Luke was content just to check back. He does not. And that flop call cost Luke a pile of chips. About 500,000 of his chips are going over to Jeff right now. If he just folded the flop, or if he defended a raise pre-flop there with deuce 10, either of those decisions might have saved him a decent chunk of chips.
Nice check.
If Jeff gets on the turn,
No point going
who knows?
Huh?
There was no point going further.
Sorry.
Unless there was a deuce on the river.
10.
10 on the river, right?
10 on the
Nah,
river.
deuce on the river was what I...
10 is no good, right? It's full of 10s. Would not have beat 7 full of deuces.
Seat 1 folds, seat 2 folds. Seat 3 raises to 60,000.
Cool.
Seat 4 calls. Seat 6 folds. Heads up. Seat 4 checks. Seat 3 checks.
75?
Seat 4 bets 75,000. Seat 3 folds.
Looks like Robert's going to win a little bit back there with his pair of 10s. Luke Roberts going to drag that pot. We are down to the final 17 players. A lot of requests for 4-color graphics. We might be able to do that. That's tomorrow. Only can make incremental steps, guys. You know, 1 year at a time. We get a little bit better every year.
Seat 2 folds. Seat 3
Fedor
folds.
is still in it.
Seat 4 folds.
Blind versus blind here. Olsen probably going to play that 10-9 off. Remember, average stack's about 1.2 million. Olsen has about half.
Seat 6 calls. Seat 1 checks.
I just got told we might see some 4-color graphics tomorrow for our final table. A 100K challenge shot clock event. That will be a fun thing to have for that tourney.
Seat 6 checks. Seat 1 checks.
Pair of 5 still leads here on the turn.
Seat 1 checks.
Looks like we have another elimination at one of the outer tables.
Seat 6 checks. Seat 1 checks. 10
We're hearing the reports of the audio issues, guys. We're going to just work through it till the end of this level. Maybe we can tweak a little bit after the break in 15 minutes.
Do you remember? No.
Yeah.
I would have coined 100,000 from you with this 5-4. No. 120.
Okay, I remember.
So we just lost Nicholas Dixon in 17th place. We saw him earlier on today at our featured table. Dixon got it in good with ace-jack, but lost to ace-4, turn, or flop 4. So we are down to the final 16 players, 9 away from our final table tonight.
Seat 3 raises to 55,000. Seat 4 calls.
Pocket Queens here with Rossiter. He's going to raise it up. Roberts coming along with 3s. Olsen with 8-7 suited on the button. Is he considering squeezing here?
Seat 6 calls.
Nope, just a call. And Mustafa with ace-7 in the small blind. Wonder if Mustafa is considering a raise here in the small blind with his ace. Looks like he is going to raise. This is not great timing for him, as Rossiter has a very strong hand here.
Seat 1 raises to 260,000.
Okay.
Seat 2 folds.
Back to Jeff here now with the honeys. These guys are very deep stacked. What is Jeff going to do here with queens? If he just calls, he may allow Roberts and Olsen in the pot, although I guess not really because of how short stacked both of those guys are. If he re-raises, I think he just wins the hand pre-flop pretty often. Just a bluff here from Mustafa with that ace-7, just putting pressure on pre-flop.
3 calls.
And Jeff does call here.
Seat 4 folds.
Roberts out of the way, Olsen out of the way. So now Rossiter with the best hand
folds.
in position. Mustafa first to act with ace-7 offsuit. Mustafa can't be thrilled about this spot. Oh, hi there. Re-raise, ace-7 offsuit, ace-7 deuce flop. Yeah, sure. Why not? Mustafa flops the world here.
Seat 1 bets 260,000.
And now Mustafa's just praying that Jeff has an ace. And I don't know if I'm Jeff, if I can just fold to a single bet against someone as aggressive as Mustafa. Can you really just fold? I mean, it would be the right play given the hands, but when you just flat call pre-flop, your hand's kind of disguised. I think Jeff may have to call one more time here and see a turn card. Looks like Jeff is going to call. Jeff has to find a queen on the turn to the river. They're off to the turn right now. And that is a 10, changing nothing. Now, how will Mustafa play this hand? By the way, look at that pot size, guys. 1.2 million chips in the pot. That is a huge pot. There is an average stack in the middle of the table right now, up for grabs. And Jeff has to be regretting this flat call.
Seat 1 checks.
Ooh, Mustafa checks here. Jeff may have some hope that he has the best hand at this point. I think Jeff will just check back. And on the river, Mustafa may bet. I mean, he must bet, depending on the river card, I suppose. Maybe he slows down on like a diamond or something.
Seat 3 checks.
Let's go check, check. Jeff needs a queen. That's not going to do it. Neither player really going to love the diamond here. Mustafa must suspect he has the best hand, though. I think if he bets, it's going to be tough for Jeff to call. Really depends on the sizing. This is a very weird spot on the river. Like, Mustafa thinks he has the best hand, but what kind of hands can Jeff play this way that will call? Ace-queen? Maybe ace-king? Ace-jack? Maybe. What other hands can Rossiter have that can call the river? That Mustafa is beating? He doesn't beat ace-10. He doesn't beat if he somehow has 9-9 or 10-10. If he has a flush, he doesn't beat that hand. The only hands he beats are like ace-king, ace-jack, ace-queen, 2 queens, 2 kings, 2 jacks. Oh, this is a hefty bet here. That looks like 910,000 to me. No one's even touched that pile, but someone's got to tell us how much that bet is. It's not 800,000. I guarantee you it's not 800 because you put 2 yellow chips on top of it, so it's got to be a number with a 10 in it.
C1 bets.
Mustafa has obviously bet here. Now, what will Jeff do with his queens? This is a 2 million chip pot. If Jeff calls, it'll be 2.8 million. Remember, there's only 21 million chips in play. There's still 16 players left in this tournament. The number's been updated to 900K, but it's not 900K either. It's got to be X 10K. Jeff does let it go. Good fold by Jeff. Lucky little spot there for Mustafa. Outflop Jeff. Got a flop bet of value. And that's chip leader on second place chip leader action right there. And Mustafa dragged a nice pot.
There's a button here.
It's got a button over here.
Button over here.
And the button, yeah.
Action. The button's on Mustafa.
Thank you.
So we're going to have another, I believe, 5 or so minutes at this featured table. And then the players are going to take a dinner break, come back. Then we're going to play down to our final 7. Action's going to be on Luke Roberts under the gun with the ace-10 of hearts. He's going to
rig. 4 bets, 55,000.
Olsen out of the way. Action on Mustafa here. He's going to play this pot.
Seat 6 folds, 6-1 calls.
Nick Wright with a weak ace in the small blind.
Seat 2 folds. Seat 3 calls. 3 players.
And Jeff calls in the big blind. Ace-10 of hearts leads all 3 players. Mustafa is very far behind, but 2-6 is dead and the hearts covered.
Check.
6 is still the lead here. Luke going to come out with a bet, though.
Seat 3 checks. Seat 4 bets 75,000.
16 players remain, playing down till the final 7 tonight. Fedor Holt still in the field. There's our chip leader, Mustafa Kanit still in the field. And Jeff correctly checked calls here at this pair of 6s. And that's a pretty good turn card for Roberts. Now we know 2 hearts have been folded. And the king of hearts was folded as well, actually. Oh, nice move here. Roberts just shoved.